I'm classy and nice. I ain't do them sitting there.
Class, man, don't want no classy girl, but classy and nice.
Yeah, of course.
And don't even get me started. You say you're a boring girl.
We don't want to boring.
We don't want to for my man to find out. That's not for you to find out. If I'm fun for everybody, then I'm not fun for nobody.
Okay, cool. Hey, Rose, you know I'm gonna support you in that one, yeah. But Rose, I'm gonna support you in that one, yeah. But yo, Motion, correct me if I'm wrong. She loud. You know what's she loud. You see where she go and she loud. You know what's she loud.
I got that.
I got mad. She had the propeller and all them madness. You know what I mean? She go to a dance. She's the one that go, oh, I only do this once a month. When she got here, whoa. You know that one, whoa.
Watch the
yeah. Especially when they play them tunes, you step out. What a weird.
Step out. I was just about to say it. Can't lie. You have to step out.
Yeah, Rose. I know. You do the yardy tap. You know the yardy gal do the tap. You know what's the yardy gal them tap? Huh?
The yardy tap.
When they say good boy, you stop. Stop.
I may be.
Project you say I'm a girl left you.
Whoa!
A bang pan wall and everything. Are you listening?
When I start playing title.
Show your tongue.
You know I'm not lying, bro. They start playing them. Oh, you're too bad. You know, there's like there's 10 crews of girls and all of them screaming each other. All of them screaming each other like they're better than each other.
And I can tell you which is our favorite tune. I'll tell you which one is our favorite.
Go on.
And off 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
But Motion, you know what every crew's got though? Every crew's got a whole, I shouldn't say it, let me be careful. Every crew's got a grandma in it. Every crew's got a granny in it. And oh my God.
Yeah, the one that always wants to go home early, the one that always moaning that
Just as bad.
The granny them are the worst like that. What's that woman? What's that woman that sing that song?
Lady Saw.
Not Lady Saw, man. This new woman. What's her name, man? The one that sing One Man to Me Goody. What's her name, man? No, not that one, man. This new older woman. This the one that was on Sting.
Man.
No, man.
Not Macadam.
There was on Sting. There was on Sting the other day, man. Them two old women.
I know who you mean, but I don't know their names.
I can't remember their name. No, these are new ones. These are new ones, son.
What's that new Sting?
Sting is done from. There's two grandma and Sting beefing from. It was what above. It was a scene that's war and Sting from. Some big woman beefing and Sting from. Big woman, son.
Axie said me cool, you know. Stop it.
Yeah, don't mess with that.
Nah, man. Axon's on our next level pathway now. She'll be singing Jamaica.
Yeah, Axie.
All the way again, man.
Oh, Era said Queenie.
Queenie, yeah, that's it. She needs.
Gosh, Queenie and Dewey.
The one with the young boyfriend.
Yeah, Queenie and Dewey. Jesus, them people.
That's a proper big woman, you know. That Queenie woman is a proper. You know, I want to get her on my show. I reckon I would have some laugh with her. You know, I reckon I would bust up. I need to make sure I got a big bottle of water for because I know I'll be laughing and coughing a lot, bro.
Yeah, Queenie make you laugh.
Whoa!
You know what? That'd be a good link up, though. That would be interesting.
Hey, you say, oh yeah, man. Yeah, I want to get her on my show because I know you would go off because she would say some stuff that would make me shy. You make me shy.
Make you shy.
Wow. Because she's a big woman saying certain stuff, I wouldn't know to reply. I
think Rick likes that stuff though. He likes that little controlling teacher type of.
Nah, man.
I don't think so. I think he would put up resistance.
Pressure.
I just wouldn't know to reply to her because she would say certain stuff and I'll be lost for words. I'll be honest. Even now, the girls on my show, sometimes they say stuff and I'm lost for words. I can't even cap. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they say certain stuff, I'm just like, I can't believe it. It goes off. Goes off. Season 2 is coming up soon. Going off. Check it out. They say Unique, you're coming in season 2, yeah?
No, hell no.
Why not? You can come along and educate these girls. Why you don't want to educate these girls? Why not?
You're gonna pay me?
Yeah, I'll pay you for your time.
All right then.
For your time. I don't like the way you said that though.
Yeah, that's
make sure you overprice Unique.
So this is what people don't realize. So you got a job, right, Rose?
Yeah.
Cool. When you go to work, what do you think you're getting paid for?
Rick, why do you feel like you need to mansplain to me? I understand. It's just a joke, brethren. Cool off.
Feminist thing.
Brethren. I understand. Believe it or not, I understand the concept of paying a person for their time.
For their services, for their knowledge, for their skills.
No. You get paid for your time. Yeah, it's actually you get paid for your time. You don't get paid for nothing. You get paid for your time.
Okay.
It's a messed up thing. That's why they say how much you get paid per hour. You get paid for your time. It's messed up, but it's.
Yeah, that's how it runs. Of course.
Fire for that though. So you saying when you getting married, then Rose?
Not till I'm old. Oh, it's debate time soon.
Yeah.
Stop trying to shift.
From the question.
Yeah, I said when you
can't
get
do a
married,
shift, man.
Yeah, you're not shifting the question. When you getting married?
I don't know.
Big up Black Jesus.
It will happen when it happens.
You
Probably when I'm a bit older.
Older, you know?
Not old, but like I think maybe my mid-30s, possibly.
We're gonna have to abbreviate your name or something, BJM or something. I don't call me my Black Jesus minister every time. It's long, man.
I can't even say the middle one. The middle one, I can't say the middle name.
You can't say Jesus.
Yeah, I can't say that, but
Jesus. Yeah. Big up, YARAH.
Okay.
But you guys are gonna have a debate now, yeah?
Yeah.
Shalom.
Big up, bro.
And big up Black Jesus Minister as well because
man.
Showing love from across the pond and all that, yeah. Of course. And bringing people to the man channel and that. And, a good look, man.
Come on, this is what we like. This is what I like, man. With the love, man. UK US Kaneki. Now we do, family. Big up. Yeah, maybe let me put a quick cue or something. I am on this guy's channel though. Motion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brother's channel. Yeah, man. It's looking
Germans,
good, bro. Yeah,
Germans, man.
that was fire, man. That was fire. Still.
I did post some more links in the chat still. There was the one about the Indian thing. Oh man, I wanted you to play it while H was there to see it malfunction again.
Yeah, that's how I was looking. While he was talking, I was thinking, yeah. I got something for you, you know. I'm sure I heard my man talking about something. Yeah. Yes. Like Jesus minister. Let me get my uniform on. What in the Creflo dollar is going on here?
Right. Just go on mute quickly.
Know what time it is, blood.
You know, I gotta give you my little brother's tunes as well, you know, to put on your playlist.
Yeah. The more the better, man. The more the better.
Yeah, man. Some new fresh stuff as well from this year, man.
Sheesh.
Yeah, it's cold as well. Cold couple. I think I just sent one to the group, the WhatsApp. They're like, a little boy in the classroom, begging us to go to the bathroom.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Remember that still. Yeah, man. Come on. Jeez. We have the big debate, man. You know the question, man. 42 laws, man. My heart, man. And the 10 commandments. This question has been answered on this side. I mean, we've definitely done that already. So
I feel like anybody that would deny it would be slightly willfully ignorant in my opinion.
Well, it depends. Yeah, what side they're coming from, you know, because like you know that some people believe the thing entirely pagan. You know what I mean? Nah. Don't talk about Kemet. The man is doing judge. I don't care what you're saying. So I'm like, okay, all right. It's gonna be like that, yeah. Cool. But if we just calm down and we look through the texts, you'll find that this is the case. You know what I mean? It only makes sense. Yeah. Having one being in existence way before the other. You know what I'm saying? That kills the argument dead. But you know, brothers are gonna bring their own arguments. I want to hear what the thing is, man. You know what I mean? I think we the best judges out here. You get me, Motion?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I can't get nothing around the man them. They're like trying to, yeah. Yeah. I know man them ain't gonna be like Black Jesus minister anyway. Yeah? Y'all are dumb.
Dumb Americans.
Yeah, Americans are dumb. Like, yeah. Where you live, bro?
America.
Oh, that was like the little Frenchie. You know what I mean? The Congo.
Oh, Lord.
Big him up though. But yeah, he was just definitely making me laugh. Yeah, old tunes. You are old tunes. You are old tunes.
Oh.
Yeah. Just the way he said it. It's like, bro, I'm never gonna be convinced by a French accent. I know it can be coarse as well. My Congo niggas ain't easy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Some of them are ex-soldiers and they know martial arts and it's peak. Yeah, but there's something just not convinced, cuz. Over the man them, like, nah. And they're cool people though, that's the thing.
That's what I'm saying. I got bare Congolese because there's quite a few of them in East and North, innit?
Yeah. All over Gaff, bros. And Benz, South as well and all that, yeah, man. But they get more, they got Ugandans and things are more in South now.
Yeah, I know about the Ugandans, car, obviously.
Yeah.
I was married to a Ugandan.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? So I know what.
Yeah, they got community there in South.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they even got their own masjid and that, their own drummers and that. Right? So there's a little drummer, Ugandan drummer and that, man.
I know a couple of Ugandan Christians. You know what I mean? Man are up in country and then come down to check their cousin in London. A man's trying to preach to man. The man's yard like, bro, relax. You just got the thing, yeah? Yeah. You're like Sarah, man. You just got the thing.
Ugandans are great people now, man.
Yeah, man. Come on, man.
Great
yeah, defo.
I have to say that as well. I'm a pity them too. I'm a pity them half Uganda. So.
Come on, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Interesting enough, though, my oldest son, he's now say he's married a half Ugandan, half Asian girl. Well, not married, but he's with a half Ugandan, half Asian. Yeah,
well, go on. Big up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it goes, man. I always say this: your children kind of follow your footsteps.
You
get what I'm saying? Your paths in some ways. Yeah.
The apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, that's why we have to always try and work the good path, man. Walk the good path, because your children can follow in your footsteps, like inadvertently. You get me, without even knowing.
And I said even to my flatmate, like, oh shit, Shiffer, my brother.
Is that Shiffer? They got Shiffer.
Yeah.
Alright, or maybe not.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, lads, my mute button weren't working there. I don't know what happened there. Big up, though. Big up.
Big up. You ready, man? Yeah. Here for
what's the big debate, man? The big debate, yeah? The 42 laws.
Yeah, these men are going to come and do their thing. YARAH's already here. I think the other brothers should be on their way.
Oh, shoot. Hold on. Wait. Who's YARAH debating?
Another two brothers, man. I think will come in to talk about it. But he's debating.
Sounds interesting, though. This one gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
This is gonna be crazy, bro. Cause I'll be honest, I think that this is a subject that affects a lot of people of faith, where many are gonna claim of the Kemet faith. They're gonna claim that the Bible is stealing. But I think that if my brother YARAH is presenting what I think he might be presenting today in rebuttal, boy, we might start looking at the way, because I don't know, bro. We'll see.
We don't know which side man's on.
We have to see,
you know what I mean?
Definitely interesting, though. So people in the chat, man, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Your ears peeled. You get me? Anything you hear that's I can't use that word. A contraindication to what I said. No, I say contradict, but yeah. If anything like that, it's just
just have your questions ready, man. Have your questions ready, man. Write them down and put them in the chat, and we'll highlight them. You know how we do. But hit that collection plate. Come on, you know what it is. Church time, lad. Church to the Holy.
Oh, is it? Yes, it. Tazariak, is it?
Tazariak.
Tazariak, that's the one.
Captain. Yeah, Captain Tazariak's a G, fam. Yeah. Yeah. Cross the line, nigga. I remember that one. We pulled out and that. It was like, yeah, cross the line, man. You go cross the line? Huh? I went there. Big up, brother. Andrew the Great. Put on. Sin. Boom.
I think
What's good?
Big up, family.
Sweet Caroline before the big bout.
What?
They're like, UK start. Can we get a Sweet Caroline before we start? Sweet Caroline.
Let me grab my earphones.
Dun, dun, dun. Big up, family. Yeah, what's your if you saying something? Yeah, so we got two brothers here. Andrew the Great, YARAH. As you know, some of you already met him the other day. I heard from him. Get me. So we're gonna do this. US and UK link up. Come on.
Are we gonna? So I'd say we need to. I know it's a conversation, but I think we should give them a little format as well. Maybe give them a 5-minute introduction, state their points.
Yeah,
and then maybe do another presentation if they got a presentation, and then question and answers. Maybe.
Yeah. But remember, it's a pre-debate. It's a pre-debate debate. Yeah, we'll see.
Hey, shalom, peace, family. If I can be heard, if y'all can hear me clearly.
We can hear you clearly, brother. We can hear you
fantastic,
clearly.
Fantastic.
Kids.
Hey, man, I'm ready. Let's get it in.
Jeez. And we waiting for a couple more still.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. A couple more, brothers. I see the question on the screen.
And correct me if I'm wrong, please, sirs, and ladies. Did I hear that this question has been answered on this side of the pond? Is that what I heard?
Yeah, we done that. We done this already. Yeah, we done this already a long time. You know what I mean? So it's a good one. You know what I mean? We like to see other brothers' perspective. You know what I mean? On it.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear what you guys' outcome was.
Oh, I mean, we felt that, you know, it was based in some truth that the 42 laws of Ma'at predate any biblical interpretation of a same or similar text. So yeah, we could clearly see that the 10 commandments was only 10 out of 42, you know. So it might be slightly different, but yeah, the first one is the latter. So we've got to deal with that first. If that came second, then yeah, there might be a case to say maybe not. Maybe it's the other way around, but no, I can't see it any other way. It's kind of.
Can we say categorically, that there were never any Israelites in Kemet, and that there's no possibility that those Israelites could have even had an effect on the creation of those 42 laws?
No, there's always been Israelites in Kemet. That's the whole point of being an Israelite.
That's where I was that's where I was kind of looking at it from that angle. Like, is it possible that it's the same people group, but we've separated them into these different groups?
Yeah, we've done that, and I find a frailty in that, and I think a lot of other scholars and brothers have found frailty in that, in saying how could you distinguish other than supposedly garments, you know, that they were wearing that were different. You know what I mean? How could you tell the difference between a Kemetan and an Israelite and a Nubian and a this one and a that one? Do you know what I'm saying? We all seem to be in that location at the same time. You know what I mean?
Brother YARAH here, you said, isn't it? Brother YARAH's here already, isn't it?
Yeah, he's here. And Andrew the Great.
Yo, brother YARAH, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion on the 42 laws of Ma'at? In the sense of, do you see them as a good thing, bad thing? Do you agree with them, disagree? Can you give us your understanding of them and, you know, your inclination towards them?
Well, I think that in their context, what we call the 42 laws of Ma'at is a complete misconception. First of all, categorically, I heard somebody use that categorically, they cannot be construed, or they cannot be taken as laws. That's the first strike against this type of argument, right? They are not laws, but they are exactly what they have been told us to be from the very beginning. They are negative confessions. Negative confessions are not law. And I'll just give you just a brief understanding of what I'm saying. Just as if you walk into a Catholic church and you go into a confessional and you confess your sins to a priest,
right?
That's
a negative confession, right?
But can those confessions identify principles to some extent? Then?
Well, actually, they're not even identifying principles. If you understand the actual culture of what we find in those books of the dead, right? Because basically what they are glorified obituaries.
Well,
that's really what they are.
I think the sublimations, and we know what sublimations are, that they originate, as I said, in the book of Coming Forth by Day, which is now interpreted as the Book of the Dead. But you see again the negative connotation put onto all of this information coming from the European. So it's his interpretation of what he thought they were thinking on their process and blah blah blah. So I kind of agree that it's not 42 negative confessions and all of that. That is a later addition in a sense to make it seem religious, because from the commitment point it was not part of religion. If they are laws or if they are supplimations that you make to the unseen creator, then I have not what was it? I have not spoken ill of the thing. I have not worshipped no other deity or entity or netta, or you know what I mean. So I've got that. I've got those books, like the book of Coming Forth by Day. So which have the same thing, yeah.
So Maki, would you say that they're so those confessions would be, because what I'm hearing, I would say like a way to, I say eternal life, right, in inverted commas, right? But if you can meet all those 42 laws, you would, if you can confess all those 42 laws and you haven't done this, you haven't done that, you haven't done that in your lifetime, there's some way that you're...
Excuse me, everyone. Excuse me, please. Please excuse me.
Big up.
I'm presently having a storm over here in Houston, and that caused me to delay, and I had difficulty getting on, so I apologize to everybody.
No problem.
And also to YARAH. Now, is Brother Andrew here as well? Is he on the stage?
Yep.
Okay. All right. And I would like both of you brothers to turn your videos on so the people can see who you are.
If need be.
And let's have an even exchange after YARAH answers a question. Can we have someone pose a question to Brother Andrew? And then I don't know if these brothers have formally introduced themselves and given you all some background. Has that happened yet, Brother Sniper?
No, not yet. We was just trying to make everyone get in the room first.
Okay, well, let's get in one or two more questions from both of the contestants, and then let's allow them to introduce themselves if that's okay with you, Brother Sniper.
Yeah. I think we might as well just go into that right now.
Go into it right now, brother. My question's not important, man. We can discuss that later, man. The brothers can probably hopefully address that at some point.
My bad. Hey, I'm having trouble hearing. I may have to log in on my other phone or something.
Do that if you need to, brother.
Okay, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And so anyway, I see Elder YARAH, his video's on. And Brother JJ, the other handsome brother over here, Brother JJ 7000. Many of you all in the UK know this brother from Sonetta TV, a famous debater, the People's Champ. We call him the People's Champ, brothers and sisters. Hailing also from Chicago, JJ Double J 7000 of the Lion's Den, the CEO Jeremiah Judah, and together, along with Brother LB Europa, we are, and the debaters, we are the Ultimate Debate League, and this is an Ultimate Debate League production on Sniper TV on UK. So JJ, I'll let the people, JJ, introduce yourself, the CEO of the Ultimate Debate League. Go right ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Welcome, brother.
All right, man. Peace and blessings, man. I appreciate y'all for letting us come to your platform, Sniper TV. Appreciate the exposure. We're very humble, and we just thank y'all for supporting the tournament. We appreciate that very much. I'm short and sweet. I just want to get to the tournament, let these guys get it in. Peace.
Okay. All right. Brother YARAH, go ahead and do a formal introduction while we're waiting on Andrew, the student. Okay, I see Andrew. So I'm gonna let Sniper take over. So Sniper, go ahead, bro. You can introduce them and let them introduce themselves.
Yes, big up. Respect for coming to my channel and doing this. This is what I've been about for years. We've definitely been into the debates. I've had a few myself, you know what I mean? And yeah, obviously we're here to facilitate. we quite versed on this on the particular subject as well. So yeah, this is gonna be good. Yeah, let's get it in. So yeah, the other two brothers to introduce
All
themselves.
right, all right.
Man. Everybody introduce themselves, man. You got me.
All right,
Who
what's
next?
up?
Who next? Go.
What's up with everybody, man?
Jeez.
Andrew the Great, you know what I mean, representing Indianapolis, Indiana. When it comes to this debate, I'm on the side that says that the laws of Mayat or the principles of Mayat did influence the Ten Commandments.
Right.
I feel like it's sound reasoning, it's archaeological, it's biblical.
Jeez.
It's so many different angles that you can come to like make this point. I respect the Hebrews. I rock with the Hebrews, and I wish they would accept this because I feel like this is what makes people call them pseudo. Is when somebody sits a piece of hard evidence in your lap and you act like it ain't there. You just It's like you really. I don't know. I feel like they're protecting orthodoxy. They're not really trying to reason or even try to find the truth. They playing defense, and and it shows to people that's not in their circle. So that's what I want to talk about. Me myself though, I come from a mute background. I produce. I do like TV type stuff here in the city, music festivals. So I'm really out here in the culture. But on the weekends, you know, I beat up Hebrews. So that's what
we love that. We love that. We love that. We love that. Big up, big up, big up. Jeez. Jeez, jeez, jeez. Who next? Who next? We're saying, what about JJ? What's JJ saying?
Yeah, JJ 7 pounds is a dangerous guy, you know. Watch out for this one still.
Where JJ at? All right, YARAH, brother YARAH, you might as well.
Yeah. Peace and blessings, family.
Peace.
Peace and blessings, family. Shout out to everybody on the panel today, man. I appreciate, man, the Whopping Sniper TV, man, for making this possible, man.
Come on.
For bringing this to this audience. It's an older topic. Definitely, it's an older topic that many people have tried to approach, but I'm definitely going to bring something new. When we first started out in this particular putting this debate together, my brother Andrew, going by Andrew the Student, but in this video, I guess, in this challenging me on this topic, I guess he's looking to make himself great. What we're going to try to do is deal with this particular topic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go actually into what people call the 42 laws of Mayat or the negative confessions. I'm really going to teach people what they actually are and what they're about, right? So I'm going to challenge the brother specifically on what he just said, talking about the archaeology, which I really don't believe that he actually understands. Because if you actually understood the archaeology, you wouldn't be here for the debate. This wouldn't be an issue for anybody. But I also heard people on this panel say that their argument has been answered over here because of what they think they see are similarities or things that may have been just supposed between the two. But this is going to be a lesson, man. It's going to be a brief lesson today. May 27th, we're going to actually have the actual debate. And then you're going to get a full lesson and a full breakdown and understanding what this is that we're actually reading, what it actually is, and what it is about. I heard one of the other brothers say that a lot of what we understand of the text today came from European scholars.
That's correct.
But even this particular argument itself in the stance that itself, that the 42 laws of Mayat or the negative confessions influence the 10 commandments of the Decalogue, that's an even bigger European argument that we're going to break down and destroy. So, hey, man, I'm ready to get in. Subscribe to Elder YARAH, right? That's my channel.
That's right.
I am an Israelite. That's the paradigm that I come from. So I teach in that manner, in that aspect. So this is the book that I stand on when it comes to these particular topics and these situations. But we're going to get into the science, the technology, the engineering, and the mathematics that goes along with the particular argument. So I don't know if the brother is ready, but it's too late for him now. He showed up, so we got to get in it.
I love that. Love that. Where's JJ? JJ run? JJ run? All right.
Now JJ is a good debater though, so I'm interested to see how this goes. Because you sound confident as hell. I'm not gonna want to tell, but you sound real.
It might be a setup. It might be a setup. And StreamYard can be a bitch sometimes, man. It'd be moving funny.
Hey, brother JJ, you still here, JJ? He must have walked away. Brother JJ. All right. Well, anyway, brother Sniper, if you will briefly allow these brothers, if you will allow these brothers an opportunity to kind of give us a little bit more of their background, a little bit more of their spiritual and educational journey. How did they come to be who they are? Where did they start? You know what I'm saying? So if you allow them and under your selection, dear brother, to give us some background about who they are and how they came to be, I would greatly appreciate that.
No problem, no problem. But let Lions Den CEO. You get me? I suppose that's JJ. Is that you, JJ? Yeah. Well, yeah, it's your time to say your thing, man. I'm gonna put you on big screen.
I spoke earlier, you know, peace and blessings,
did you?
man.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate everybody showing up and participating in this tournament, man. I just want, you know, let the action go, man. I'm following back, man, and enjoying everything. And like I said, meeting all the new people. Make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe to Black Jesus Ministry, LV, Europa, Clubhouse Streets, and the Lions Den. That's where all the action gonna be.
All right. Jeez. All right, let's go. Let's do this. All right, how we want to run it? Who wants to go first, man?
What we doing?
Give that. What Black Jesus Minister asked was each of y'all to give a breakdown on how you got.
Brother, I think we can go back to let's go back to Brother Andrew. Brother Andrew, how did you come to be Andrew the Great, brother? We know you wasn't always great, bro. So tell us a little bit about your journey, bro. You know what I'm saying? Have you always been, and are you Kemetic? I don't even think I asked you that question. Are you Kemetic? And if you are, tell us about that journey and a little bit more about your background and maybe a little bit about your family life if you feel comfortable doing that.
I feel that. Well, no, I'm a Christian. For lack of better words, I would be like a Kemetic Christian because I do believe that a lot of the things that the Christian faith has brought me and others came from Africa, came from Egypt. I think it was just proximity. I don't use them type words like plagiarize or copy. I think it's where you at type thing. Me personally, I grew up a Christian.
I think somebody need to mute their mic.
Yeah, because your mic is...
Maku, if you can turn up Brother Andrew's mic, please, brother.
I'm looking at it.
Am I low?
Yeah, you're low.
I can project a little bit. But no, I said I grew up as a Christian, Christian household. My parents, grandparents, as far back as I can remember. That's what we've been on from down south. I didn't really get into the Kemetic studies until like college. I hooked up with Astro Kwesi, went to a couple of Astro Kwesi lectures and got into the Dr. Ben books and all the Dr. Clark joints. You know what I mean? And I got into that early. I've probably been on this about I'm 44 right now. I would say about in my late 20s. So I'm down there 15 years in. And you know, my faith has wavered all over the place during this journey. You know what I mean?
Of course.
But I end up circling back to where I started, you know what I mean? With Christianity. So that's a little bit about my religious background. I've been to college a couple times. I'm in college right now to be an electrician. You know, my original name is Andrew the Student because I feel like we need to be life learners, like learn for life. I know the student ain't an intimidating moniker.
Of course.
Until you meet somebody that actually studies, and then you got to deal with them. You know what I mean?
It's
a whole different story. But yeah, I stand on the backs of my ancestors. Astro Kwesi, but he's still alive. But you know, Dr. Clark, Dr. Ben.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and I've had like all the DVD documentaries. Like I was watching this before YouTube. I was on this. You know.
Same.
So that's a little bit of my background. I don't know if that was enough for Brother Jesus. If you got some actual questions, it'll be easy for me to answer questions.
All right, brother. I think you did a great job right there, brother.
Yeah. I think Black Jesus Minister, it's time to get it on and let the brothers. I give them a couple of minutes to lay their premise, and then let's get it in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No doubt about that. All right, that's fine, brother Clifford. You want control? Go ahead, brother.
All right. So who wants to go first? Right, let's get this in, man.
Y'all pick, flip the coin. I'm with whatever.
Okay, okay.
Y'all must want to go second.
I like.
Well, it doesn't matter to me. I mean, I'm taking the affirmative. I'm actually taking the affirmative.
All right, yeah, affirmative
in the
action.
debate.
That's
So,
right.
I mean, I can go first, but it doesn't matter to me. Wherever you feel comfortable, doesn't matter up. You're gonna end up in the same place anyway. So,
I think whoever feels more confident should go first. If you feel like you're more confident, go first.
It's done. Brother Yara looks like he's ready. He ain't playing no games. So let's go.
Or do you want me to do a coin toss? You want me to do a coin toss?
Forget all that. You know what I mean? We ready, man.
So,
Here we go.
Yeah. So as I stated before, so just real briefly, I do associate myself with the Hebrew Israelites. I am an Israelite. I'm a bit more of a revisionist. Most people will say that in that terms. I did grow up in both a Christian and an Israelite household on both sides, so I grew up in both paradigms and both shifts. But throughout life, I've come to study truth and understanding, and so I do actually go into where most Israelites in a particular culture sometimes have an aversion to. I do study science, technology, engineering, and math, and I believe that with that, it actually supports or actually goes along with the biblical narrative. To a degree, more so deal with the principal knowledge of the Bible than along with the dogma, right? I'd rather teach what can help our people within the book, within the word, other than trying someone to debate or believe whether or not a man named Jesus walked on water. That's really an issue, right? But I do subscribe to historical Jesus, to his ancestors and those that carried them knowledge. Here's the knowledge that we see that has been held throughout time, that has been come against over thousands of years, that has stood the test of times. And so there's something to be said about that particular wisdom and knowledge and understanding that we have. So in this particular debate, which I really want to get into, I do a lot of studying in regards to ancient Kemet and the culture of those people. I'm not one of those people who try to separate ancient Kemet from the Bible, right? Or the Israelites. I heard a brother on here earlier talking about whether or not we could see some type of synchronism between the two. Actually, what we see, if you go into the actual biblical narrative itself and actually the archaeology, we actually began to see that these were two different cultures that at sometimes mixed, but other points, especially when it came to their religions and ritual practices, that oftentimes there was a clear and distinct separation. And so this is what I want to show the people, that especially with these 42 negative confessions or the laws of Mayat, that there is a clear and distinct separation, even in the thought itself, when it comes to the understanding of the biblical narrative, right? One thing I want to pose to the brothers out there that's listening on this panel, especially those who said earlier that this question for them has been answered on this side of the pond, as well as to Andrew. One of the things that I'm going to ask him to talk about is to show us and prove, have we, or when did we actually see if these are actual laws? Where's the codification of these laws in ancient Kemet? And when at one point in time were they ever codified as laws? You couldn't have a legal system of law without a codification of laws. And so understanding what we do know about ancient Kemet and the laws of Mayat, the only people that could actually create these types of laws, right, that you guys call laws, would have come down from the Pharaoh himself. And without the Pharaoh, according to the ancient Kemetic text, without Pharaoh, you could not even have any laws of Mayat, because it is from Ra through the Nasut or the Pharaoh that he himself created own Mayat laws. According to the ancient Kemetic text, the law of Mayat, as people misquoted, can only be created and can only be shown through the relative understanding of a pharaoh. And so without a pharaoh being present, right, there was no codification of law. And you see throughout history in this context that the laws themselves will actually change based on what the pharaoh is. Because if that pharaoh decided that in his system of justice in Maya, it was fair for him to take your wife and bed her, he could do that, and you had no recourse. That's Maya. If he decided to enslave one of your children based on the fact that that's just what he wanted to do, then that's Maya, and you had no recourse for that, because now the pharaoh himself, who believed in certain times that he was Ra, that he was the highest deity, the highest form of creation, then you had no recourse against that. This is not what we see when we talk about the 10 Commandments. It's something completely diametrically opposed to one another. So to say you see copying or to say you see plagiarism is not actually what you see. What you see is something that completely goes against it, something that actually heads off any argument or discussion of influence. It does not exist. And for anybody to understand this type of argument, you actually have to know what it is that you're looking at. So it's a reason why these negative confessions are found within the books of the dead. These books of the dead are nothing more than hyper obituaries. That's all they were. And as a matter of fact, and if you actually read the 42 negative confessions, if you actually ever studied them, it's a reason why they're called spells. They're called spells. They're not called laws in any one of those books of the dead. They're called spells. It's the reason why they call spells, because the ancient Egyptians believed in Heka. They believed in the system of magic. And with that magic, their purpose is that upon your demise, you before you could enter the Amduat, or before you can enter or go past Cyrus, right, the weighing of the heart of the feather, before you can go through that ceremony, if there was anything that you had done in your life that would cause you to not pass that ritual of the weighing of the heart and the feather, what they did was they would go to a priest, and anything that they had actually done wrong in their lives, their negative confessions, they would prescribe, and that scribe would write them a spell in order to trick Osiris and Anubis in passing this ritual of the weighing of the heart and the feather.
But
so
they can't
it's
do
actually
that.
not something that they did not do in their life, but it's actually telling us that these are things that they actually did in their lives. These things were not laws. They're exactly what they say they are. Negative confessions. And I'm going to show you that in the pyramid text. I'm going to show you that in the ulterior text. And I'm going to show you this going all throughout this entire debate that we have. I'm going to teach you what it is that you're reading, get you away from the European dogma. I'm going to get you away from the European understanding that actually tried to mesh these two things together, show you who did it and how it was done and why it was done. We got to get away from this false teaching and this false narrative that the 42 laws of Maya influenced the 10 Commandments. And I yield.
Boy. All right. I even had some questions there, man, for you. Well, I'll save them. All right. Big up yourself. You next.
Yeah. I guess I got a response for that one.
Gee, straight.
Shout out to YARAH. I thought he was spitting a little bit, you know what I mean? A little bit in there. I thought it was a couple problems with it, but he did say something that was so important, and he started off his whole round with it. He said that he would be seen or known as a revisionist. Y'all know what a revisionist is? A revisionist has never been like a positive like thing. A revisionist, let's see what Webster's. Someone who examines and tries to change existing beliefs about how events happen or what their importance was or their meaning is. A revisionist, like revisionist history. Somebody that will like go back and try to change something to fit their narrative. After he called himself a revisionist, he went on to do a revisionist work and like actually try to rewrite things. So I think the most important part of this debate is to keep it historical. And use their claims against them. So let's let's start off with let's start off with Moses. If we're gonna go with the historical Moses, all the historians say he lived like 1300 BC. So that now we have an actual time marker. We also know where he was born. So he was in Egypt at 1300 BCE. Okay. Now during that time period, the actual capital of Egypt was Luxor, or it became Thebes later, but it was Luxor. We have the Luxor temple that is sitting there. He lived in this place for 40 years as a prince. He wasn't like a commoner out in the field chilling with people. He's in there with the actual, he's in there with the priests, he's in there with the pharaoh, he's rocking with the pharaoh's daughters, he's going to the best schools, eating the best foods, and they actually lived in these temples that we see the rubble of. So when we look in the Luxor temple and we actually see Mayat carved literally all over the walls. Like it's like having Mayat paintings all over your wall as a kid for 40 years. I'm 44 right now. So he left at 40. So he saw this his whole life. His whole life he saw this. And this is according to them. They're telling us that, hey, he was born here, he was raised by the pharaohs, and he was there for 40 years. So we know that he had that influence. Because it's on the walls. The second part is his people. They tell us in the same book that his people was there for like 400 years.
Yeah.
So now your people is here for 400 years, and I guess they turning a blind eye to all the religious aspects that they see going on. And and we don't even have to assert things because we mummified the bodies. We got it's written in stone. We can actually see what these things were. So it's I don't understand how they round or how they square that circle. You know, you're kind of stuck right there. And then if we could move forward and we go to the people that actually presented the Old Testament, where the translations came from, and we go in regards to like the Ptolemies. I'm making a big jump in history too. We just went from 1300 BCE. Now I'm jumping a whole millennia up to like 300, 200 BCE. These are the people that brought us the Septuagint. Where are they bringing the Septuagint from? You know what I'm saying? They have 70 translators that they pull from Egypt to translate these books. Their capital, where is their capital at? Oh, it was Philadelphia. Alexandria. They're in Alexandria. So the people that actually gave us the Septuagint, the people that gave us the first 5 books of Moses, when I say us, I mean they translated from Hebrew into the Greek type stuff. They're chilling in Alexandria where they built a temple to Horus. And it's still there. And if you go to the temple of Horus, guess who's all over the walls again? Guess whose laws is all over the wall again? I don't understand how they can, it's illogical. And I think a lot of it comes from just like being programmed to be against things. When you start off calling it the Book of the Dead, when you know that the people there didn't call it that.
They didn't call it that, no.
Not at all. You know that the European, not even the Europe, I'm gonna say the European and the Christian Europeans put that on there to make it look like, you know, blasphemous, to make it look like it was like, no, just to be negative, put it that way. So it's not called the Book of the Dead. He really shouldn't say that. He should call it Coming Forth by Day, especially being an African. That's one. And the second, it's not called the Negative Confession. It's actually called the Declaration of Innocence. Like that's what it says. Like if you was reading the book, it says the Declaration of Innocence. You're saying these things that you haven't done, so you can you know,
to the Most High,
to the afterlife. Yeah. He also talked about the codification. I guess the easiest way to explain the codification is that their whole lifestyle was built on the afterlife. And that's in general speaking, so don't take me out of context. I'm saying that they really focused on the afterlife. And when you focus on the afterlife, you have to have your heart weighed on a scale. You're being judged. So, you know, we have to live by these things for us to face this afterlife. So I'm not sure if he wants to call it a law. I don't know if they use the word laws, but these are principles that they tried to live by.
Sorry, is that sorry, in that system, is the person taking notes? Is that Tahuti?
Yes, that's
right.
Mayat's consort.
Right, and Mayat's consort. So that's the partner of Mayat. So as long as we're clear on that, then things start to make sense, I would think. Right?
Yeah. I mean, we're writing down your deeds. The God of writing is writing down your deeds and weighing it
writing down your deeds, right?
Yeah.
And this is only for, sorry, this is only for those Netaru or Anids who, when they transition, this is their process.
Yeah,
right.
That's where it plays out. The process plays out in the afterlife.
Right.
But as far as you being alive, you're living by these principles. And he said something important. He said in his laws, if they do something, there's recourse. He said there's recourse if they break one of their laws, but in our laws, there was no recourse. And his Bible teaches against that. I think it's important for us to look to the story of Abraham, when Abraham came in there and said, yo, this is my sister, but in reality, it was his wife, and he gave it to the Pharaoh. The Pharaoh took her home, had a good time with her, came back and was like, yo, she married. You know what I mean? This is against my laws. You can't be bringing your married girl to my crib. He letting you know that we're living by these principles. And you lying to me is making me break my principles. So take your girl back. He gave him his wife back. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, like, that's in his book. You see the recourse. And we're talking about Abraham. This before you even get 10 Commandments. He's already, he's practicing Mayat with Abraham. That, I mean, like, bro, like, that's why I feel like a lot of my Hebrew friends need a timeline. If they had a timeline that they looked at when they actually spoke, I feel like they'll be accurate. But I yield my time, man. Just, you know,
man, big up, man. Jeez. We could CEO time. We could CEO time.
CEO sitting this one out.
Yeah, I'm just kicking back, man. Listen.
All right. That's what the CEO does.
Yeah. Hey, but don't call yourself a revisionist, bro. A revisionist. We should clip that. You a revisionist? Come on, man. I'm gonna mute my mic though.
You're not having it. Don't have it. Let's do this.
Yeah, real quick. The brother said a lot of things that's you know, that sounds plausible to him. But let's unpack what he actually said, right? Bringing up Abraham is non sequitur to this debate because we're talking about 400 years between the time of Abraham, according to chronology. If he wants to go about timeline, he's talking about 400 years, or 430 years to be exact, between the time of Abraham and the time of Moses, when we're talking about influence. Let's talk about how much the influence of actual these laws, these quote unquote laws of Maya, or the book of the coming by day, or these declarations. The Declaration of Innocence, confessions, it's actually the same thing. So you're not making a but let's talk about the archaeology. There has not been found at all ever a book of the coming forth by day, or a book of the NEG, or a book of the dead, or anything, however you want to call it, right? There's never one been found among the common citizens of the people of ancient Kemet. Not one has ever been discovered. Not one even exists. And do you know why it exists? It doesn't exist because those laws did not matriculate down to the common people. These books of the dead were for the nobility, people who could actually afford it, and for the pharaohs and the people of his court. They did not matriculate down to the common people. This was why they have never been found. Not one exists, because you had to actually have money to pay the scribes to write the spells. And when you go into these books, right, that he wants to say that they weren't called the Book of the Dead, or you want to call it the coming forth by day, no problem. Call it whatever you want to call it. But in those texts, they clearly say that these are spells and not laws. You're not going to find that in the books. You're not going to find that in the papyrus of Ani, because that's really what you're about. The papyrus of Ani are these 42 negative confessions. Not once does he declare that these are laws. There's an issue. So unlike the Torah, which was our entire culture of people, the entire culture of our people live by and was able to live by these laws. You understand what I'm saying? But when we come to the ancient Kemet and we're looking at things, and we're looking at these things, what we see is something that's not common to everybody. Most of the people that we know in ancient Kemet, and I'll bring the archaeology out on this, they could not even read the hieroglyphics. They could not even read the hieroglyphics. So how are they living by the laws that they can't even read for themselves? We don't even get a codified book of Mayat until 700, 730 BCE. And we know that prior to that, the code of any codified book of Mayat that existed in 735 BCE, we have snippets of the Shema, of the book of Exodus on the silver scrolls. Those existed way before any codified book of Mayat. And I'm just giving you the kibbles. I'm not hitting you with the bricks. So again, another argument that he wants to try and make, he brought up the 70 elders, another non-sequitur thing, because now he's about to end in relation to the Septuagint. Again, we had the book of the Torah well before we got to the time of the Ptolemies, because that's the time you talk about when you bring the 70 elders. You need to study chronology, brother. You're chronology off. So again, when we're making these arguments, the first thing that we need to do is you first need to stop buck dancing around this topic and deal with the 42 negative confessions of Mayat. Deal with it. And then you have to show its influence. You have to show its transmission. And then you actually have to show the understanding of why you're saying what you're saying when it comes to the point of, well, Abraham understood these particular laws when it came to a man's wife. That had nothing to do with the 42 negative confessions in that book, because that Pharaoh did not quote them in Genesis chapter 25. He didn't quote any, he didn't say, I'm going to quote you the laws of Mayat, according to the laws of Mayat. He never said that. In that instance that you gave, it specifically says that that particular Pharaoh, who was a Pharaoh over Gezer, not actually over all of Egypt, but only a portion of ancient Kemet, that particular Pharaoh dealt with Abraham on a level that he says, look, I go into my own prophets, and my prophets told me this. He said he didn't even deal with the prophets that Abraham had, because Abraham didn't ascribe to any prophets or any law when he came into that land. It said Abraham was a stranger to that land, right? So him trying to make that connection and correlation fails in and on itself. He can't prove that they were following the laws of Mayat. You made that up. And that's what he's going to have to do a lot in this debate. He's going to make a whole lot of stuff up that he can't substantiate with archaeology. He can't substantiate with anthropology. He can't substantiate in historiography. But I'm going to show you that there was two different cultures living during the time. Let's talk about chronology. Let's say we go with the higher chronology or low chronology, whichever one you want to take. But I think the low chronology. Let's say the Exodus was about 1446 BCE. Let's go with that chronology. That's on you. I'm going to give you a heads up. We're going to go with 1446 BCE. You're going to have to show us transmission of the laws of Mayat in 1446 BCE down into the Canaanite or into the land of Canaan. I'll take you even there. But let's talk about where the Israelites were actually residing in the city of Avaris. When we get down into the city of Avaris, according to Manfred Vitek, who's done excavations in land, he'll tell you that there was a culture there that lived down in Avaris, namely Goshen, right? In the Bible, it's called Goshen or Goshen, that they were completely different people that lived in a completely different, to the point where we see that the ancient people of Kemet would not even eat with them, because these people were sheep herders. These people were goat herders. As a matter of fact, the ancient Israelites in that land, or the people in that land of Avaris, according to Manfred Vitek, and the way that he brought out those long-faced sheep bones there, those people actually were eating lamb. The people of that 1746 BC, he had a land they would not have. He deified the ram during the time period. So clearly, two people spread culture in the same. So try to correlate the technology and saying that these people need certain laws, they kept the same. You can't get that argument with bricks, just giving you the pebbles.
Starting to go in and out.
Yeah, it's cutting. Yeah, that's better.
I think it's
you was cutting it out.
I don't think he done. You cut out at the end, YARAH.
Yeah, I yield. I just said, brother, he need to go back and do a hard reset on his information.
Okay. All right. Cool. Yes.
Yeah, he said a lot right there.
He
said a lot right there. None of it went against what we were talking about, though. It was kind of like a lot of left field things. He said something about the Torah. I think he said the Torah was older than the Septuagint. Yes. We saw, I think it was like 400, or not 400. See how that.
Is it me or is he cutting out as well? Or is he just frozen as well?
That was him.
Frozen. Yeah, it's frozen right now.
Yeah, man. He needs to get some commit and internet, man. Yeah,
the ancestors and Kemet don't want to hear.
Some Kemet. Some Amara internet, man.
Mad at you.
Yeah.
That thing you'll be saying is an act of Yah, isn't it? It's an act of Yah.
Yeah, no. The other one needs Yahweh. He needs Yahweh. Yahweh. Yahweh internet. Is it a Wi-Fi? You get me? What's going on? He's back. You saying, Mosh?
Yo, I'm listening, man. I'm interested, man. This is interesting, man. The brothers are making some great points.
I know.
Both some great points so far. It's my bad. My phone overheated.
Hey, let him finish.
They said Horace let you down on that one, brother.
Can y'all hear me good? My bad. My phone overheated.
Yeah, man. We got you now.
Okay, I'm straight now.
Yeah.
All right. I don't even know where it left off at. I think I had just brought up how old the Torah was. And I was telling him like the earliest we had saw was like I saw 450 BC. I saw some Jewish dudes saying 1,000 years, 1,000 BC. So I guess that'll be like maybe 400 years after Moses left for the Exodus. I don't see how that can take us anywhere near the time of Mayat. I don't see how that's relevant. I think that's just something for him to hold on to and feel good about. I didn't get why he brought that up at all. When I brought up the Pharaoh that interacted with Abraham, what I was showing in that analogy was that Pharaoh actually had principles that he lived by. Yeah, and he didn't call them laws, and he didn't sit down and have church with the brother and say, "Yo, these are the declarations of innocence that I have to make when I transition, so I can't be doing it to your wife, brother." He didn't say all that. He was just like, "Yo, this is against what I'm on. We gonna do it to people's wives. I'm a Pharaoh. I can pick any woman out here I want. I got concubine. I got all type of stuff. I don't want your wife, bro." That's what that was about. And is somebody talking right now? Because this phone is low.
Now everyone mute up. You got echo. Someone's got echo.
No, it's Black Jesus Minister.
Somebody echoing or something. My bad. It's throwing me off.
Go
on. So that's what I'm saying. That's a great point. And the reason I brought up Abraham, because it's preceding Moses in his own book, and it's already showing that we are practicing these principles.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? I'm saying your great grandfather knew I was practicing these principles. He came up in this land and dealt with us, and we showed you this is how we living. They've been knew that from him to Joseph to all the interactions we've had with each other with the Hebrews. They knew that we went by these principles. You know what I mean? And I'm telling him that when the person that brought him his laws grew up in the Luxor temple, maybe he need to Google the Luxor temple. I feel like maybe that's what it is, because right now it's just a word. But if he Google it and actually look at that thing is it's gigantic, and it's the laws, all the guys, it's written on the damn wall, and he's walking around there every day as a kid. So it's like you got to deal with that. You got to deal with that. You have to tell me, how can you not see that? How can you not? How can your parents is telling you, yo, you got to follow these principles to make sure you transition in the afterlife? They've been telling you that for 40 years, and you knew about it. When Moses killed the Egyptian that was beating the Hebrew, he ran because he knew he had broke one of those laws. What are you running for if you don't recognize them as laws? He didn't know the codification. He decided just to skip town. He skipped town because, I mean, come on, your book tells you he skipped town. He skipped town and because he knew he broke the laws. These are things that we've been on, and when we come to you guys, we have to like use theory and try to pretend what's in a book. But when it comes to like us, you can see the laws. You can see people buried with the laws on their coffin. Like this is a lifestyle. This is something they really lived. You know what I mean? As far as transmission, you got that from Garfield, and that is such a bad argument. I don't know why people keep saying that. They're literally saying, if you didn't catch me copying your homework, then did I really copy your homework? Even though we got the same answers, the same punctuations, the same grammar errors. It's like it doesn't even make sense. And if you want to talk about the transmission, what greater chance do you have than walking to the bathroom at night and Mayat's painted on the wall? It's a whole funeral scene with like the heart on the scales. You got what happens if you go bad. You got a guy with an alligator face ready to kill you if I don't follow these laws.
Sorry, my brother.
The great heavens, if I do follow the laws, bruh, the transmission is right there with your characters.
Sorry,
and if you don't want to,
do we have a date for that?
Character that stood there, that stayed there for 40 years as a noble, as one of the big wigs in the city, like he getting chauffeured, he valet, he's eating sushi, like he's one of the top dogs. He's with the pharaohs. So I just think you got to deal with these facts, and if you not dealing with these facts, makes everything else that you stand on look so questionable. Because a reasonable person to say, if he doesn't admit to this, what will he admit to? What else is he hiding? What else is he lying about? What else has he decided to be a revisionist about? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, man. This is low-hanging fruit. That's why they told you across the pond, this has been taken care of. It's not even a thing. They understand it. And it makes sense. How could it not? You lived there for 400 years. You know that everything. Oh, and this is another great point. I'm glad we having this bill. I'm just rambling too. My bad, y'all. Another great point. Y'all got in trouble all the time for worshiping other gods. Y'all worship other gods so much that the guy that made the clouds and the heavens cursed y'all, came down and started doing things just to you. But then you're going to tell me that we didn't influence you. So you're going to worship other gods so bad that God get mad, but the worship of those other gods didn't influence you. I mean, we are literally like getting to like an insane level of like miscomprehension. I think that they're smart. So this must all be to protect orthodoxy. It's like you're playing defense. You know you're wrong, but you got to play defense. And the stronger you play defense, like it's like your team will rock with you and maybe like give you credence, make you feel good about yourself. Like, hey, you really stood strong against those facts, brother. You know what I'm saying? But in real life, you know what I'm talking about. So I just feel like, man.
But one question. Can I ask you one question?
Go ahead. What's up?
Yeah. Can we get a date even for the Mayat? How old is that?
Mayat goes back to the old kingdom. So we're talking like 2800 BCE, like from the beginning, since Narmer like combined both of the things. She's the consort of Thoth.
Yeah,
Thoth
but I'm
is
saying
so early.
Don't you think it's before that? Way before that.
I mean, I'm going off archaeology, because if I just go off like oral traditions, then I would have to accept all their oral traditions. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm gonna go from when we can find it on a piece of stone, or when there's a body with Thoth's name on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we actually have. So I'm gonna take it to like the 300. I mean, the what's that? 3rd millennium BCE. That's what we got for that. Like I said, they don't even enter the story until Abraham. And the first time he come to the city, he found out about Mayat. We like, yo, we don't do it to people's wives, bro. That's against what we do. I gotta transition after death and tell them I ain't did it to nobody's wife.
Yeah,
you know
Abraham is definitely the
brother sniper.
Can we get the rebuttal, please, Sniper?
Brother Sniper.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me, brothers?
We can hear you.
Sisters. Yeah. Since you asked that question, can we now transition into questions? And I have a question if you would like to allow us to transition to questions.
All right. I just want to give Brother Yara time to rebuttal that one, and then we go from there. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Let me say this. The brother keeps referring back to Abraham, right? And this is where he dies in this argument, right? Because the Bible narrative itself, let's just deal with that. From what he knows about Abraham, the Bible tells us that Abraham came from Ur of the Chaldees. He came from Ur. That tells us that's his nativity, his origin, his genesis is from the time of Ur.
Right.
If my brother actually does any types of study, there's something we understand about in archaeology. It's called the Code of Ur Namu. Nammu. I'm gonna give you this one. It's called the Code of Ur. Nammu. Back to 2050 BCE, well before we see any code of the laws of Mayat. Directly, this is the place where Abraham would have come from. And in that code of Ur Namu, it talks about thou shalt not kill, right? And it gives these different laws of civil laws. It also gives laws of how one should conduct themselves in society. Just we see in Torah. So if you want to show a direct transmission, let's deal with Abraham, Isaac, his son, Jacob, his grandson, or Israel, his grandson, which we get the Israelites. Wouldn't it make more sense for you to argue that Abraham would have taught those particular set of laws to his children and to his grandchildren, and then on to the rest of the Israelites that we see in the Bible that coalesce, that actually connect more with what we see in the Torah? Especially, let's even go to the codes of Hammurabi within the same area in time that we see before we have this codified law of Mayat. You would have a better argument arguing that the codes of Hammurabi influenced the 10 Commandments more, because this is the group of people who the Israelites tell you they come through. So why would they go to an outside culture to say the exact same thing that's within the culture that they've already come from their patriarch all the way down? So this is what I'm talking about when we're arguing these particular points. People are not well studied in history to really make this argument of influence. You're not going to show any evidence of transmission. Simply saying Moses understood that killing was wrong, that was something that we read dating all the way back to the book of Genesis. That has been something that's innate to human culture. Before we get any law of, if you actually deal with that, you need to tell me no pharaoh who followed Mayat ever killed anyone. We have evidence in Kemetic culture of human sacrifices. There's no justification for this. The laws of Mayat to human sacrifices, but we clearly see this in ancient Kemet. Would you like me to bring you a source of the pharaohs throwing virgins into the Nile River to sacrifice them to the god Sobek? That's killing. So when we talk about these particular types of things, I'm telling you, brother, the law in the Ten Commandments versus what we see, these negations or these confessions of innocence, which are not laws. I'm going to say that again. They are laws. He's going to show any text that talks these word laws. That
he breaking up bad.
Code of Mayat, but before then, we already have an existence of 10 Commandments. We already have an existence of the codes of Hammurabi. We already have an existence of codes of Namu. We have a code. We have exist. We have a law that exists way back to 23.
It's all right now. Ask him to put it. Go back a little bit. For a moment. If you could just rewind just back, maybe about a minute or so.
Yeah.
If you could go back about a minute or two, because you was cutting out quite a bit.
Yeah, the last bit. The last bit.
Okay.
Yeah, the last bit that you said.
Before you start talking about the laws of Hammurabi.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Clearly, we have a clearer connection with the laws of Hammurabi, with the 10 Commandments, than we do any influence. Right. Can you with the 42 negative confessions of Mayat?
Okay. Yeah, these chemists are onto you, man. Something. Messing with your internet.
We heard about the correlation of the commandments with the confession. Yeah, we heard that part, but yeah, it was a bit clearer now. I get the message, man. Definitely. So do you want to do another rebuttal from brother JJ? Because obviously brother YARAH went first, so it's only right that he gets his third round, isn't it? And then we can go questions.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I'm ready for questions. I think it's still down over there.
Yeah,
well,
you're good.
Did you want to do a rebuttal to what he said though, brother JJ?
You mean Andrew?
Andrew the Great.
Andrew, sorry. Andrew the Great. My bad. I keep calling you JJ. It's Andrew the Great. Andrew the Great.
That's a compliment, Andrew. Don't trip. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel you. Nah, I don't really have a rebuttal. I felt like he kind of he couldn't deal with what we were talking about, so he kind of went to the left and brought up some other people that may have influenced them. I guess he's saying living amongst the other people, they could have been influenced, but not living amongst us. I didn't really get it. But I was, the people heard it, so bless his heart. But now I'm ready for the questions.
Yeah, all right. Who's first? Motion, you got questions? You got Black Jesus. Oh yeah, Black Jesus Minister. Yeah, Black Jesus Minister. I had a question from a little while back. Go
yeah. To my brother Andrew, you yes, and can you still hear me? Because my device is kind of janky a little bit. I don't know why the weather is over here still kind of messing with things. Can y'all still hear me?
No.
Okay, all right. So my question is, brother Andrew, my question to brother Andrew is, I heard you say a couple of times his book in reference to YARAH's book in reference to the Bible, but yet you identified yourself as a Christian.
Is that my phone? Y'all still on there?
Yeah. No, it's not you.
So big up people.
I heard the first part.
One second. I feel like we should just take a quick interlude.
Maybe.
Yeah, let the brothers' connection sort itself out, or him sort out the connection, etc. And everybody else's connection, because there's been a few connection issues. So maybe we just take a quick interlude, take a quick, a moment to reflect, you know, on what's been said, there's been some great points made by both brothers. Do you get what I'm saying? And some great arguments. So yeah, I think just take time to reflect, and you know, if brother JJ, if you want to talk more about the debate, the main debate that's happening later on in the month, that would be most welcome, brother.
Okay, yeah. The Ultimate Debate League has a couple of debates lined up. Right now, it's 16 debates that's formulating. A lot of the preliminaries are happening right now. Actually, today on the Lions Den at 4 p.m., if y'all want to come over, Brother Apostle will be going against brother, I think his name is Stab. Those two brothers will be having a preliminary.
Yeah.
Black Jesus got the lineup, so yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting because we got debaters from all walks of life participating, and they all come from different platforms. Right. Usually, when you see a 16-man tournament, it's the people who come from just one platform. They're just trying to fight for the leadership of that one. So this is unique. But yeah, if you guys subscribe to the Lions Den, subscribe to Black Jesus Ministry and El Ropa's Clubhouse Streets, you'll be able to see every debate that we got going.
All right.
Do you have contacts for the people then to reach you if they got questions, like anybody in the chat or the panel? Do you have like email or something that the brothers can reach out to you to ask, etc.?
Yeah, I can put my information in that, and then you can share you can share all of our links in the chat. That way, people can subscribe to our channel. Yeah. I've been sharing this channel right here to all my groups.
All right, big up.
You know, so everybody know where to watch this and where to find you guys as well.
Right.
Give thanks, brother.
So yeah, I put that in the private chat. That way you can put it in the chat.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Minister, you returned, brother?
Where is he?
No, I don't think he's arrived back yet. So maybe we go to another question. Moshe, I think was you asking a question?
Yeah, who's asking a question?
Do you know my question earlier? I'll return back to it because obviously at the minute I was just been listening and kind of like taking the information. So but Beefy's got a question. Let's go to Beefy's question. Beefy's got a lot of questions, right? So I'm gonna read Beefy's question for him, yeah. And he was talking about the correlation between the phrase Adonai, and the Hebrew, or the calling of the Hebrew God called Adonai as well. Where did that arrive from? If any of the brothers want to address that question, and big up Brother Beefy for your questions, bro.
Yeah,
that's a good question. I have no clue though. YARAH might know. He know that type of stuff.
He's thinking.
Nah, he Googling. He Google like an old person.
You see his
I've got some questions.
Is he referring to the cognate of Adon, A-D-O-N? Is that what he's referring to? It just means Lord.
Okay.
So it just means Lord. What did you say? It just means Lord. Obviously, yeah. But is that from that region though? Because you're not claiming to be Chaldeans and stuff like that. And do you understand that? Ask your question. Do you understand that?
I know it like that with Atum or Aten, right? But there's really no connection between the term of Adon and Aten.
Okay. I don't think that's what was asked. But Adonai. Is that Hebrew?
Can you guys
hear
Adonai?
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
And sisters hear me?
It's a bit quiet.
All right, I'll probably finish my question.
Go on, yeah. Ask your question.
Okay, so Brother Andrew, again, you've referred several times to his book, meaning YARAH's book, the Bible, but yet you call yourself a Christian. Do you not consider the Bible to be your book too?
Yes, it's my book too. I probably just said that in the heated debate, but no, it's our book.
Yes, it's mine. And do you seek to bring these two groups, the Comedics and the Israelites, together based on your knowledge, actually, that they have so much in common that they actually share a similar or same root?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm on. I think we can bring them together, and I think if we get into like the actual historical Hebrew, the people that, I mean, you're not gonna find that word there, but when you get into the people that we believe they are, it really gets deep. And he even brought up Arvis, so I was happy that he knew that. But that's a whole different discussion. But we are, and then into the way. But yes, sir, that's what I'm trying to do. Like bring the Kemetic with the Christian, but the Christians got to take some of this medicine and accept certain facts. And then the same thing with the Kemetic, because it's some stuff on there that we're not proud of as well. You know what I mean? But it's history is history.
Yeah, I feel it depends on who's saying the history, you know, because like some people are quoting, but I don't know where they're quoting from. Are they quoting from a European's interpretation of things that happened thousands of years ago? Because we know, as far as that, Tibetan kept excellent records, right? And only the reason why we know any of these individuals is because they had a king's list. Right.
Very true.
Yeah. So I want to know, for me, the question is what we're talking about in the biblical sense older than the Commetans?
No, not at all. Well,
not
if you're
at
asking
all.
me,
Okay.
If you're asking me, I'm gonna say no.
Literature wise, right? We're even saying just on basic literature.
I mean, that's a loaded question. The answer, I would say, of course, it's younger, but the Bible, the beautiful thing about the Bible is that it kind of projects backwards. It writes about things that happened like previously.
Right.
So if you count that, then it can be wherever your interpretation falls.
Okay. Interesting.
So y'all thought I was one of the Kemet people that don't rock with the Bible. Nah, I ain't.
No.
I'm not one of those.
Yo, someone needs to mute. Hold on.
Did you have another question, Black Jesus, or did he fell off again?
Yeah, I just put the link in the private chat if you want to put it in the chat for everybody. That way, if y'all want to also see some of the other preliminaries that's going on in the tournament, subscribe to the Lions.
Yeah, brother. Thank you.
Hold on, Black Jesus.
Somebody need to mute.
Somebody need to take the YouTube on mute. Mute your YouTube.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay. You got it.
Yeah, just real quick. They wanted me to put the. Is it okay? You got to echo. Yeah, we gonna put the. I put the Lions Den link in the private chat. So if you want to put it in there, that way everybody hit that that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of our preliminaries, our debates, updates, and things of that nature. Also,
can I ask the question when you're done, sir?
Yeah. Also, Black Jesus, you should put yours in the private chat so we can find you in LV's channel. And also, the Lions Den is watching right now, so shout out to my team.
Oh, big up! Shout out to the Lions Den,
man. Yeah, big up. I've got a question.
If you'll go to my Facebook page.
Everyone go on mute. If you're not talking, go on mute because we're getting feedback. Motion.
Yeah, we good.
It's
Black Jesus minister, man.
All right, say nothing. My question was for brother Andrew the Great. Yeah. So as far as these, as far as I've heard so far, you're not saying that they're confessions. You're saying that they are declarations to some extent, is what I believe I heard. If I was right, then please confirm. And if they are declarations, can we denote declaration as law, or are we kind of being a bit subjective there?
Hey, that's a good question. I'm saying that it is a declaration, and I'm saying that I can't say for certain that they use the word law. So I'm not saying that this law came from this law. I'm saying these principles of life influence this law. So I think that would be the thing. If you want to split hairs and say it wasn't the law, so it couldn't influence your law, that would be somewhere that wouldn't be steady ground if that's where you're standing at.
Okay.
So just quickly, Maku, so what quickly, Sasha, before you ask your next question, Maku, if you give it's up to you, obviously it's your channel, but if you give JJ a spanner, he can put links in the actual chat, the actual YouTube chat, innit?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I got one more question, and this is for both brothers, because I'd like to know Yarah's perspective on this as much as I'd like to know Brother Andrew the Great's perspective on this, because I see that you brothers, you're very good at deciphering information or knowledge, whatever you want to call it. So, I'd like to know your perspective on how do we in modern times, what sources do we go to when we want to start learning how to decipher Kemetic languages? And I think Brother Yarah went to like Mesopotamian that kind of region of languages. How do we decipher them, and who's giving us the code, the text to use to be able to decipher it?
Okay. Are you asking about like deciphering the actual language? Like
the language, yeah. Who taught us how to read the language? Long story short, where are we learning that from?
I'm alright with it. I'm not good at reading the language. I'm better at reading Hebrew or Greek. But in regards to actually me picking up or me reading something fresh off the wall, I know a couple symbols, but I wouldn't even try to lead you in the wrong direction.
No, but I think what I'm asking is, who do you go to when you built your understanding of what the language is saying? Where does that come? Where does your understanding come from? And how do you affirm it?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess like the encyclopedia, and different books I have. If you want me to like drop some names of some scholars or something like that, I don't have them handy. But I'll make sure I get that type of info for our debate. So thank you for that question.
And Brother Yarah, the same question to you, my brother.
Yeah, I usually go to the Thesaurus of Egyptica, right? And it sort of gives us a breakdown. It's based on, it is sort of based on a lot of Alan Gardner's work and his translations of the hieroglyphics. And what he does is he sort of gives us a syntax of the hieroglyphics of the symbols and the sounds
Alan
related
Gardner?
with those symbols.
Could you say that name again, please?
Give us basically it writes us a codex based on the understanding, so we can actually go into Alan Gardner's work or Alan Gardner's dictionary. What most people have actually built their work on. Alan, A-L-N, Gardner, G-A-R, I think it is D-I-N-E-R.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Alan Gardner, but there's a thesaurus of there's a thesaurus of Egyptica, or thesaurus of ancient Egypt, and it gives a whole breakdown on the Kemetic hieroglyphics that the ones that they've deciphered so far.
Okay, I'm looking him up as you're talking to me. I'm looking him up. Alan Gardner, born in Eltham, London. He died in Oxford. Educated, Charterhouse School, Queen's College. So I'm looking at the people as you're saying them, but I find that would you all agree that when we're learning about these languages and understanding these texts, a lot of our knowledge, in fact, majority of it is going to be based on what we're learning from the so-called white man then.
That's absolutely correct.
Okay, I just wanted to affirm that with you. But obviously, I'm understanding what you guys have said, and you know, I appreciate the knowledge being shared with us because I feel like listening today.
So, don't you think that would be a problem though? That most of the information was translated by the people who weren't even close to the people in the situation or about the situation or anything. You get me? So it's just their interpretation, taken in a modern time. And this is why when we hear things like death and throwing people in Niles and stuff, we can't be certified that that's actually even the truth. Like we can't even certify that what they said is the book of the dead is the book of the dead when it's the book of coming forth by day. That's a kind of major, you know, difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that we can look at and say, you know, we got a problem here.
I don't think it's a problem. I think it's only a problem if you blur the lines. Because one would be like breaking down the language to tell you what the god Thoth did. But if you look at archaeology, if you look at a king's list or who built this, who lived in this place, how many kids did he have, what year was it? Those things are facts. Like, and we not only is it written down, but we have the bodies that we can date and analyze. So it's two different spectrums. Don't blur the lines. When it comes to talking about what Jeb and Nuke did, then it goes for interpretation of a European breaking down language. But when we 12th dynasty ended at the death scene, and that king had this many wives and he moved the capital to this place, those are facts. So that's a lot of people from that era like to try to blur the lines, to act like we don't know, like nothing can be facts when no, they're facts.
I remember that's a fact about a pharaoh who's basically tried to erase from history, right? They tried to erase Akhenaten or Ankh-Arman or whatever they want to call him, right? They tried to erase him after he built Amarna. They broke it down and, you know, tried to reinstate the other orders, the other priestly orders. And now I have a problem with this idea of priests. Because if you got priests, there has to be a religion. Right?
Yeah. No, everybody knows that they have religion. That's what our whole talk is about.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, is it really a religion? Like every pharaoh, Nasut or Nagus, it just meant king. So these ones that we're talking about, Osiris and that, these were just very specific and very influential or kings of their time. Because it seems in the Kemet paradigm, the greatest king to be was Haru. You know what I mean? And when you look into Haru, he was a king and he had a reign. So
yeah, but I think again, I think you're confusing yourself again. I mean, if you need some help, like I think you should look to the Greeks. Look at how the Greek kings were Zeus, and Zeus was also a king. Or this Greek king prayed to Triton, and Triton was also a king. So does that mean bro? It was a religion that had multifaceted guys. It was a poly. It was a mixture. It's exactly what the Greeks did. I can tell you 20 names of Greek gods, and you can also have a conversation about the Greek religion, and you would have no problem calling it a Greek religion either. So, like, I don't know why you
brothers,
like make a new rule for Africa.
Brother Andrew. While my connection is good, Brother Sniper, we're gonna have to wrap this up. And if Jay,
connection gone. All right, because I got another question.
I don't know why his phone keep breaking up. He sounds like he has something important to say.
He's got that black Jesus neck. Big up,
brother. Yo, big up. Let Jed speak first, guy. He's just arrived on the panel.
So. Yeah, big up, man. Big up, family. Respectfully.
Big up to you.
Salute to Elder YARAH.
And obviously, brother Jesus Minister, salute.
Come on.
And big up Lansden CEO. Jeez. And all the folks I ain't spoken to. Old tight shit for man. Well,
There.
But did you have another question, or you was good?
Yes, brother. So basically, the brother mentioned earlier about the teachings being ideal, literally for those that were in power, right? I've not really heard a response to that in terms of would you view that as correct? So those teachings of the affirmations or the spells, excuse me if I'm using the wrong word, but would you agree that that was just for those that was in power, or do you not agree with that?
No, I disagree with that. Okay. Somebody needs to mute up so I can hear myself.
Someone's got an echo.
That's me,
Brother
brothers.
Jesus
I
Minister.
apologize. I'm going to mute my mic in just a second. That's me, but I need to say this real quick. As we wrap this up, I want to thank this platform, Brother Sniper. Again, Brother Sniper, as I spoke the first time with you guys, are we still in agreement that we will do the debate here on the 27th on the Triluminati platform on the 27th? Are we still in that agreement?
I think so. Jets?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So
yeah, come on.
Okay, so
yeah.
Brother Yara or Brother Andrew, if one of you brothers can pull up on the screen and let Sniper show on the screen the flyer that is made for the 27th, and let that be seen on the screen and recorded. I would greatly appreciate one of you brothers doing that. And Sniper, if you're able to go to my YouTube channel, Black Jesus Minister, all one word, Facebook. I mean, not YouTube, my Facebook. I'm sorry, my Facebook. Black Jesus Minister, Facebook. But definitely go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. And if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see the cover photo. That cover photo has the lineup of all of our debaters. And you guys can, if you'll show that to the audience, I would greatly appreciate that. You guys can go there and message me about and keep up with the debates and their
Mind coach. No sweat. Yeah. Whew. Yeah. I just be talking that good. Still they gon' say that I'm bad. Yeah. We gon' go clean up the hood. I'm about to give them my